You have two technical guys. You know, some people are like, "Oh, that was such a slugfest." Yeah, but both guys were very technical, very composed. Um, just Dustin got the better of him. What did you think, Todd?
Yeah, I mean, I think you summed it up pretty well. I mean, Hooker almost stopped him in that second round. I think there have been maybe 10, 15 more seconds he might have stopped him, but it was just Poirier seems like in the past year or two, I mean, I just thinking back, I remember Chael Sonnen kind of talking about when he went into his fight with Gaethje. He was saying these two guys are kind of fighting for the title of most violent person in the UFC, or most violent, consistently violent fighter in the UFC. And Poirier just constantly gets in these firefights now. As to where when he first came to the UFC, he did more grappling, and he's a very good grappler. But now it just seems like he's content to get in these kind of wars with other people.
Isn't it Howard Davis, the old Olympic boxer? I believe his son took over boxing his boxing duties as coach for Dustin, and he's done a phenomenal job where Dustin can enforce his will with some good technical boxing. Um, but my thing is we all know that getting hit with a 4 ounce glove versus a 10 or 12 ounce glove, it's so different. And both guys wore the strikes on their face, and it just it amazes me how tough a human being could really be. Like Dustin summed it up best last night. I've been giving it my all for years because I know one thing. You're saying he's got good grappling skills. Well, Tim Creeder, I think he was the first black belt in jiu-jitsu in Louisiana. That guy did. He still does because I believe he still helps him. He does a phenomenal job coaching that young man, and I know that you go through the ringer training with that guy. Everything is very physical and technical, of course, but I don't know. I want. It just makes me wonder how much more is, in a non-disrespectful way, how much more does Dustin have to give? I mean, because after a guy like him and Hooker, who else is going to really excite you like that? That kind of
Well,
reminded me of the male version of the Joanna and the Chinese lady. I mean, those two fights were like, wow.
well, part of me thinks he might get offered McGregor again, or maybe Ferguson. Those two guys aren't tied up. Obviously, I think he'd be motivated to fight McGregor again. Ferguson, I don't know. I mean, maybe he thinks he can get a fight with Khabib, so maybe he'd be less motivated to fight Ferguson. But McGregor, I'm sure he would want to fight again. And I wouldn't be all that shocked if McGregor was interested in fighting because he's seen him get in these wars over and over again. And maybe he thinks I can take advantage of that where other guys have failed.